Lifeline. Instead of falling, death rates are actually rising, especially for middle-aged white women. Doctors point to obesity, smoking, and other causes.
Here in small-town America, folks are dealing with an alarming increase in deaths from accidental opioid overdoses from things like painkillers and heroin. Also, alcohol-related deaths and suicide.
In recent years, death rates rose a reported 30% among middle-aged white females living in rural areas. Elaine Vance grew up in a small coal mining town. She almost became one of those statistics.
I remember doing the first time I ever done heroin. I remember thinking, this might kill me. I may die. And then the longer I was in active addiction, I remember mixing it up in the spoon and just saying, I hope this kills me. I'm ready to die.
Hers is an unfortunate storyline. It begins with taking prescription pain medication and developing an addiction that ultimately leads to heroin.
What made you do the switch over?
The heroin was cheaper, for one thing. It was more powerful. You know, over time, you build up a tolerance.
At first, getting high helped escape painful emotions, in Elaine's case, from divorce and poverty. Then she couldn't stop.
It consumed my every thought. It dictated my every action.
Here in rural America, many opioid addictions begin rather innocently, starting with an injury from a car crash or an on-the-job accident where painkillers are prescribed.
Lynn Eldridge has treated addicts in rural West Virginia for more than 20 years. She says opioid abuse has exploded like nothing she's ever seen.
They may get hurt. They are put on a pain pill. It's OxyContin or it's hydrocodone, whatever it might be. And as they go through the prescribed usage of the drug, sometimes they'll say, I felt a little better when I was taking it. And then my neighbor had some left over and I decided to take hers. And then when that got difficult to get, I was introduced to somebody who had heroin.
Compared to the city, buying, selling, and even taking drugs in the country, well, that's easy.
You don't have to go on a street corner. You don't have to go into the shopping mall. You just go out onto a back road because there's nobody around to see you.
Despite the growing death toll, people can break free.
Detox, because you need to be detoxed professionally in a medical setting so that it can be handled in a safe way. One of the newest and best, it's a game-changing medication is Vivitrol. It's an injection that is received in the doctor's office, and it will take away the craving, and they get their life back.
While Elaine credits her recovery to detox and a 12-step program, she gives most of her victory to God.
I started getting to know Jesus, and I realized that the same power that rose him from the grave is what fights addiction, not me. I can't beat it. And once I realized that was the power fighting for me, I knew I was never, ever going back.
Elaine went to One Voice, a Christian outreach that offers addicts treatment referrals, food, clothing, friendship, and most importantly, the gospel.
God gives you an opportunity to choose life or choose death. And that's what we want to tell them. So we get to brag on God and tell them that if they want to see a difference in their life, that's really the only true way to do this.
That means a lot of prayer.
Yes, you light our path, God. You are our light in a dark world. Father, help us to be that light. Help us to be strong in you.
I needed their help. I needed their mentorship. I needed their prayers. I needed their suggestions and their advice. And most of all, I needed their love. And I received all that from them. And so now I just try to give that back. I try to be that person for the next me.
You don't have to be a former addict or even a trained professional to fight the war on drugs.
You can pray. You can also open up your church classrooms to do 12 steps. You can offer a day of testimony that the voices of recovery, those that have chosen to recover and do well, come and talk. Share their stories, give hope to the others.
So while substance abuse cuts short the lives of far too many, particularly in America's heartland, it's not a lost cause. Awareness and treatment, powered by the Spirit of God, are making a positive difference. Lori Johnson, CBN News.